Welcome everybody to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland for the QBL Men's Grand Final deciding game, Game 3, between the Mackay Meteors and the Townsville Heat. I'm John Guarna, and I'm joined tonight by Dave Derwin. Dave, it's for all the lollies here this afternoon. Whoever wins is going to be our 2017 champions.
Yeah, really exciting Grand Final series so far. Townsville with a huge win on Friday night. Mackay smacked them back in the mouth last night. 0-0. 40 minutes.
It's going to be a great matchup, Dave. You said it and you referred to it. Mackay responded really well last night. The entire bench got involved in the win. It's going to take another team effort for both teams to get the win this afternoon.
Yeah, it really will. And I think just looking at the boys warm up with about a few minutes on the clock, love the energy from the Townsville boys. They look pumped up, and they need that positive energy based on last night's performance. They weren't at their best. So you just wipe it off and start a new game. Yesterday means nothing. So the key for them obviously is getting a good start. That's really critical for them. And emotionally, who's going to outlast each other? So you've got the championship quality experience of the Mackay crew. They all look pretty poised down here, which is equally a pretty positive sign. Been here, done that. They've been a great program the last few years. Won 3 championships. So they've been here before, and I think that's what certainly Coach Regar brings to the group. He just brings that composure, whereas Townsville's trying to create a little bit of positive energy. I hear PC's maybe not 100%, missing Josh Spears, which hurts them. So now, backs against the wall. Probably everyone's going to tip Mackay. Townsville, what do you got?
Well, let's see. I did get a chance to catch up with both head coaches. Let's hear from the Mackay Meteors head coach, Cam Tragar, first to see what he has to say heading into the big decider.
Looked like it meant something to the boys, and the crowd really responded, so we feel good, but it's going to take another massive effort today.
In watching the tape, was there anything that you saw that you'd like to clean up this afternoon?
A little bit of the on-ball stuff. When we sort of pass Wiltshire on, he's clever. He's going to sit in between those little areas when he's getting passed off from one defender to another. That needs to be tidied up a little bit because he's shooting the ball so well. We got to keep making hits on the glass. So they're going to come. Rod's going to come with some adjustments for what we're doing today. So we'll try and adjust to those on the fly as we go. But we'll roll out a similar plan to last night.
You got great production from the bench. We talked before. You love playing 10 deep. Similar game plan today?
Absolutely. I mean, the guys got production from Lucas Blitzavs and Matt Gaines. I mean, that's a bonus for us. Their job is defensively to go out and do a job on Josh Wiltshire. I couldn't care less if they score a single point. But we'll take it. They're both very capable shooters, and if left alone, then they're pretty deadly. So we need to do a good job pushing the tempo. I feel like we're hurting. I feel like Townsville's hurting as well. We need to push the tempo and hopefully break them in that second half.
All right, well, Cam, thanks for chatting with us, and good luck this afternoon.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
That was Mackay Meteors head coach Cam Tragar. Cam looking for a lot of the same of what he saw from his team yesterday. I also had the chance to catch up with Townsville Heat head coach Rod Anderson before the game, and here's what Rod had to say. With Rod Anderson, Townsville Heat head coach, ahead of Game 3, Rod. I know you watched the tape last night. What'd you see on the game tape?
Yeah, Mackay made some adjustments, and we settled for too many outside shots, so we definitely got to get back to the rim. Second and third penetration. If we can get our shot on the rim, that's good. Otherwise, we get 2 feet and we kick it out for an open shooter. So, that's the focus that way. Defensively, just got to be a lot more tougher. Mackay turned up the physical nature of the game, so the referees didn't adjust, so we have to adjust. So, get back to the rim on offense, be really physical and rebound defensively.
Third game in 3 days. How's the group feeling, and how are they physically heading into the decider?
Yeah, we're good. Peter Crawford's got a bit of a heel injury, but he's 38 years old. Everything's hurting for him at the moment, especially this time of the year. So, the group's feeling really good. We're still really confident. Still got a game plan that we think we can carry out. Can't wait to get it on. Both teams are going to be tied, so may the best team win.
Keys to the game for the Heat to lift the title, Rod?
Yeah, we just can't settle for outside shots. We've got to own the paint at both ends. So we've got to be physical on defense. We've got to rebound, and we've got to make sure that we're getting in the paint, either with Baker or dribble penetration, Jamel getting back to the basket, that sort of stuff on offense. And then, we have to be a team with more effort and energy to finish this game. So we think the longer the series goes, the better we get. So we just have to prove that now and finish on top at the end of this game.
Awesome, Rod. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and good luck today.
Yep, no problems.
Back with you here at the McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium. We just heard from Coach Rod Anderson. Dave, Mackay responded in a great way after the tough loss on Friday night. What does Townsville have to do to respond and pick up the win here this afternoon for the title?
Well, a couple of key things for them is, Anderson and Crawford need to get balanced. So they didn't shoot at a great clip last night. They got some points, but they didn't get it really efficient. So they need to not settle for the jump shot, look to mix it up, get into some on balls, and also get on the rim, get some fouls. So I think they just need more balance from their attack. They settled a lot of one-pass shots, so they didn't really move the Mackay zone and defense, and so it was pretty conservative from Mackay's point of view, because they just sat in the zone a lot of the night and dared Townsville to shoot from outside, and it worked.
So for Townsville, what do they need to do? Obviously the focus for Mackay defensively was on Wiltshire. What do they need to do to get some of those secondary and third options going?
Well, they got spooked a bit last night in some of that zone and box and one that Mackay threw at them, so they'll have a plan of attack for tonight. I think quite simply though, it's the opportunity to get him open, and again via the good offensive execution that they have had this year, which is good spacing, good player, good ball movement.
All right, we'll just pause for the national anthem. Great rendition there of the Australian national anthem, Dave. Getting back to the game at hand, though, Townsville, we want them to get some of their secondary options involved in the game. Baker had a quiet night last night. They really need him and PC to step up if they want a chance to lift the trophy. Yeah,
they did, and Baker was quiet. He wasn't poor or bad. He just was a bit quiet. You just want him to be a bit more involved. And a bit of the medicine that we told Mackay to do last night was establish themselves in the paint, and Baker needs to do the same. Equally, guys like Reese and Tudor Hope, they need to come in and contribute. Only 4 bench points last night, Johnny. Townsville, if they don't improve that production off the bench, I think they're going to struggle. So they really need to try and get, 15 to 20 off the bench. Guys like Betts and McCulley, all capable guys, chipping in and helping out, and that'll give PCs and Wiltshire, just takes a bit of pressure off them. So more of a shared opportunity offense, and again, more ball movement will help Townsville. Just back to like they did Friday night, which was great.
Both teams talked a lot about the physical nature of the game last night. We mentioned it off air on Friday night that Mackay needed to get more physical. Can Mackay keep that pace going for a third game in a row like they did last night?
Well, nothing will change for Mackay. I think they're going to try and focus again on being physical and make the referees adjust to them, which I completely agree with is a great strategy. To your point, though, how are the legs going to go? Because you got guys like Walker. Walker flew out. He's now playing his third game. Trigger looked a bit tired at the end of the fourth last night. Equally, Baker and PC and some of those guys, they looked a bit tired too. So it's really going to come down to mental toughness around who can withstand, who can run their stuff, who can stay in their system. Defensively, who's going to talk, rebound energy, get out and run, etc. And again, it's just going to come down to a battle of attrition at the end of the game, because everyone's going to be tired after playing these 3 games in 3 days.
Mackay did a great job, I thought, defensively last night with that box and one. Do you see them sticking in zone throughout Game 3?
I would imagine you'll see a lot of zone again tonight, and that box and one. And you like to think that Rod and Vandy have got some answers, which is great. But again, I think if it ain't broke, why try something different? So I think they're going to throw a fair bit at that. Equally, they won't be able to sit in it, I think, as well. So it might come down to the fact where they'll need to play a bit more man tonight than what they did yesterday. So defensively, they'll need to be on song. But they've got really good production from their bench last night, which was a key to the game for them. And that's why they had a really good, successful win. So that'll help getting production and take pressure off the Tragars and the Cedars of the world. When Gange comes in, hits threes, and Gamblin's running lanes, and then Harvey comes in and contributes. So it'll just be an all-round effort today from both groups, and we'll see.
Dave, I'm going to put you on the spot. This is the final game of the QBL season. You're making predictions all season long. Who are you calling to win Game 3 and lift the title?
I'm going to give it. I think Mackay will get them with the experience of knowing what's required in the third and fourth quarter is going to be the key to the game. Just that experience and leadership that you're going to get out of Tragar and Cedar and Walker, and even Diop's coming in one as well. And then the bench guys have been there, done that too. So I give Mackay a slight advantage with that experience. This phenomenal crowd is going to be the two key factors as to why I think they're going to just get ahead of Townsville this afternoon.
All right, Dave, before we tip, I do want to give a shout-out to Ipswich Forest assistant coach Colby Stefanovic, who's watching from home. Colby, we're thinking of you as you fight the battle with testicular cancer, and we want to encourage all the boys and men out there to get checked regularly. Early detection makes a huge difference, so get checked today, guys. Thanks, Colby, for tuning in. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're getting set for the opening tip. This is for the championship. It doesn't get any better than this. Game 3 with the title on the line. See the starting five. It's the same starting five that we've seen all series long. Townsville comes out with Anderson, Reese, Baker, Crawford, and Wiltshire. Mackay answers with Tragar, Walker, Diop, Cedar, and this time it's Gamblin getting the start. Go to the post early. There's Tragar, deep two is good. Post entry leads the buckets for Mackay on the first possession.
Yeah, again, just don't, why go with stuff that's not broken? They did a good job last night of establishing that post present.
Anderson gets to the bucket. His layup is good, and that's a good sign early for Townsville.
Well, I'm glad he didn't just settle for the three. And again, if you see Johnny, they probably dared him again to shoot the three. But he took one extra dribble and get on the rim. He's a terrific athlete. He needs to take advantage of that more often.
Tragar gets called for the offensive foul. Good read there from Josh Wiltshire, picking up the first foul of the game on the coach, Cam Tragar. Crowd's already on the referees. You gotta love it. We're 47 seconds into the game. That was a good read, though, by Wiltshire. You saw that coming.
He did.
Anderson going right at the defense, kicks it out for Wiltshire. Now Baker on the baseline, going at Walker. His jump shot is short. Offensive rebound, Reese. He goes up with it. Left-hand shot is good.
Yeah, really good offense early on for Townsville. Baker with a nice move. Reese doing exactly what we asked of him before the game. I was talking to Coach Vanderjack, and if he can go get you 8 to 10 points and 7 or 8 rebounds, that's going to really help out the Heat.
Gamblin's baseline drive is off.
That was one of the signs last night in the fourth quarter for Mackay. I thought they were pretty shaky, Johnny, as far as execution. And again, it was a lot of one pass, one out stuff, similar to what Gamblin did down the other end.
Good sign there also. Baker's got 4 quick ones for Townsville. Has a nice deep possession for Baker. Walker's pass is stolen. Crawford comes up with it. He's got a 3-on-2 if he pushes. Wiltshire open for 3. It's short. Tipped around, out of bounds off of Townsville. It's going to go Mackay's way. (6-2) the lead here for Townsville. Just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. Walker got it stripped again. He nearly recovers. Wiltshire, though, comes up with it for Townsville. He goes at the defense. He's fallen very hard there. Let's see what the referees call. Wiltshire took a dive into the wall there. He's a little rattled. And they are going to call it an intentional foul, so 2 shots for Wiltshire. I think a bench warning also there as the Townsville bench jumped up.
Did they? It was just a normal foul, wasn't it, Johnny?
Well, I thought I saw them signal the intentional foul.
Well, they did.
Wiltshire hits the first. Second one is off, though, by Wiltshire.
It's an interesting call because A, I thought he went for the ball, and B, I didn't think he was overly aggressive. I mean, it's not his fault the wall's 4 foot away from the baseline.
It was heavy contact.
Yeah, but it was a good foul.
It was a good foul, definitely. No ill will intended. He wanted to foul him hard, and he did. Nonetheless, it's 7-2 the lead here for Townsville. You see the focus, getting Baker involved early. He goes at Trigar, and he picks up the charge. Trigar read that drive to the baseline, well-established position.
And again, Baker tries to bring that physicality. He got away with it a few times last night, probably. Great D from Trigger, moving his feet.
Trigger over the years hasn't been known for his defensive presence, has he? But he certainly is switched on. He wants to win the title for Macktown.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a little bit more incentive this afternoon to move his feet.
Cedar pump fake, gets into the paint, goes right at Reese, finishes strong.
But I think Cedar went through about 3 yellow shirts. Terrific move.
Anderson finds Reese, who dumps it off for Baker. Layup attempt is good. Justin Baker, they're getting him involved early. He's got 7. Well, that was 6.
It was a poor closeout on Anderson. Again, Anderson 0-6 last night, Johnny. Again, you're kind of going to dare him to shoot it until he proves that he can.
Trigar along the baseline, reverse layup is good. Got to keep your feet down. That's the second time Cedar's got the defender in the air. Anderson, baseline jump shot is good from Jamel Anderson. That's a good sign as well for Townsville.
Well, he looks like a really consistent mid-range jump shooter. The 3 for me in the last few weeks hasn't been so consistent. So if he's out in the 3, I think you're going to kind of let him have it until he can prove that he can make a few.
Wiltshire's 3-pointer is good. Josh Wiltshire hits the first 3 of the night. It's 14-6 Townsville. Nice up and under by Trigar. Shot's too strong. Walker, 2 offensive rebounds. Hook shot is off. And then there's a foul inside. Let's see if they get this one on. It's going to go against Jamel Anderson, pushing in the back. So that's his second team foul. It's 2 team fouls apiece. It's about 5:40 to go in the first.
A good patience from Trigar. Gave him a little up and under. Missed the hook shot. Walker probably could have gathered and gone straight up on the first attempt, but hit the glass hard, which was obviously the best thing to do for them to get some easy buckets.
Gange in the game. He was great last night.
You probably want to guard that guy.
Can't leave him open from 3. He makes you pay.
Well, Townsville just can't afford to have those breakdowns. They left last night a lot of uncontested shots.
And there's Anderson rocking the rim for 2. He got free.
And equally, Mackay falls asleep. Anderson with a big dunk. And that's what you want to see more from Anderson, really attacking the rim. He has the ability to go and dunk on people.
Gange baseline jump shot's too strong. Trigar puts back the offensive rebound. Bit of zone from Townsville. They lost the Trigar on the offensive glass. Reese out to Anderson. Now Wiltshire has it. Goes at the defense. Teardrop is too strong. Baker tips it. Gets knocked out of bounds off again. So it's going to stay Townsville's way. Meteors going to the bench, and Luke Harvey going to check in for TJ Diop. Harvey gave them some really energetic minutes last night as well.
Well, he has, and he's really capable. He hasn't given them the points that he can do, but he's given them good minutes. So maybe today's the game where he goes and gets you 8 or 10 points off the bench.
Baker catch and shoot is off. Not a bad look.
Yeah, great look on the out-of-bounds play.
Tudhope going to get called for the foul. He's just checked in. He was banging around inside with Harvey. Third team foul for Townsville.
I think Walker's got to look at getting a bit more speed on some of those entry passes too. He's had a couple of good opportunities to fire it in there as soon as he gets a touch, but he's been a bit sticky with the ball, allowing the Townsville team to catch up.
Betts is checked in for Townsville. He's given them some fantastic minutes this season as well. PC going to get a breather. Crawford's nursing a bit of a heel injury, so I wonder how much it's going to affect his play so far.
Yeah. And Cedar open again. And the same result.
Can't leave him open.
Yeah, good.
It's the second time he's gotten free.
Other than a couple of poor defensive possessions, Townsville's been really good.
There's Betts getting to the rim.
That's the bench. That's the bench points that they're after. Here's Harvey on the post up.
Cedar again for three. That rolls home.
Well, not a good sign as the green light continues for Cedar, who's moving into the MVP of this weekend.
He was tremendous last night. He's started like a house on fire. Tudhope gets it to Baker on the baseline. Jump shot is up for Baker. It's an air ball.
Now knowing Toff, there could be a heat check coming soon.
There it is. Long rebound, gets knocked out of bounds. I've got no idea who it went off of. They're going to say it stayed with Mackay.
Yeah, I think it's Anderson's second. That's a big foul on a nothing play.
I think that one was on Ethan Betts.
Okay.
That's the fourth team foul for Townsville. They're going to take a timeout, Dave, so we'll take one as well. 3:37 to go in the first quarter. It's an 18-17 lead for Townsville over Mackay in the QBL Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland. Timeout taken there by the Townsville Heat. They're up one over Mackay with 3:40 to go in the first, Dave. Pretty good timeout.
Well, the point guard, Mr. Bruce, has turned into head coach Bruce, running that last timeout for Macktown.
I said to Sean after the game last night, he did a pretty good job on the bench there. He was quite active even in the boot.
Yeah, he loves it. He really enjoyed his seasons here in Mackay, and obviously he's devastated that he can't be part of it. But, you know, it was great to see him in talking to him after the game, and he was pumped up. He doesn't care. He's not playing. It is what it is, and he's just cheering for his boys to get the win.
Cedar thought about it. He's guarded closely by Betts. Betts going to pick up the foul. That's Ethan Betts' second personal. It's the 15th foul, though, for Townsville. They're in the penalty, so Mackay's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, really ominous sign. I switched on Cedar. Could be really deadly for Townsville. It was terrific last night, and you can just see that he's come to play again. Really switched on, really motivated.
He's certainly been there and done that, hasn't he?
He has, and battled a couple of injuries this year, missed a few games. But again, big time player, and when it matters, he steps up.
Alley-oop pass for Anderson. Woo! He finishes.
Woo!
What a pass there from Betts, too. It looked like it was hanging in the air forever. Yeah. So did Anderson.
Terrific backdoor play.
I like what Townsville is doing, though, running sets to get Anderson involved.
Absolutely, and I hope that Anderson can look to do that again. He's had a couple of nice dunks, get on the rim, and that's what Townsville wants more from him tonight.
Cedar's floater gives Mackay the lead, 21-20. We're under 3 to go. There's an inside pass for Baker, swatted by Harvey. Harvey lets him know. Listen to the crowd, Dave. The Macktown faithful love it. Well, the Meteors bench loves it too.
Well, the Heat bench is about 7 seconds away from a tech foul. There you go.
There it is.
Let's run the play again. I want to see if how good my 7-second call was. I reckon it was on the money.
It's pretty close. Anderson picks up the technical foul. Crawford's yelling at the bench. The referees. Baker's talking to the referees. Coach Vanderjack trying to get Coach Anderson to settle down. So too little, too late. I think the referees did a good job giving him the warning. They warned him and warned him. They were already on a warning.
Yeah, again, they just got to be smarter, and that's what we talked about. The experience that we talked about in the opener, Johnny, isn't just X's and O's. It's being calm. It's riding out some of these good calls, bad calls, and playing through the whistle.
Well, the foul was on the other. The ball was in Townsville's hands. So why did they get it at half court?
Well, they got the tech, so that's why.
So it's a turnover of possession.
Lose possession, yeah. Be good to see how Townsville responds here.
That looked good from Harvey. I think the roof would have come off this place if he hit that one.
I don't know that Harvey has the green light.
Cedar does, and
but
he
that
hits.
Guy does. Well, Townsville didn't want to get this Mac crowd involved, which they have by a couple of those decisions.
Tudhope leaves his feet. He is fouled on his way to the bucket. And Keegan Tudhope. That's his second personal on Chris Cedar as well. Lucas Blitzav's going to check in, and Matt Reese and Crawford going to check in for Townsville. Lucas Walker getting a breather for Macktown.
Great first quarter. We've had everything so far, Johnny. Dunks, backdoors.
I thought Tudhope was going to check out, but he's shooting free throws, so Reese has to wait for Tudhope to take his shots.
I think yeah.
Tudhope hit them both, so Reese checks in for him now. Rasmussen has checked in for Mackay. He's on the floor with Gange, Cedar, Blitzavs, and Harvey. Bench heavy unit here for Mackay. Cedar fires away again. That's short. Long rebound. Reese corrals it for Townsville.
Well, 18 first quarter points for Cedar, Johnny, and he's setting the tone.
Reese has it now at the elbow. Gets it over to Anderson, guarded by Rasmussen. He goes baseline. Strong layup is missed. It's tipped around. Harvey nearly loses it, and Anderson steals it.
Well, it didn't hit the clock at the rim, so the clock's down to 4 seconds, 3
He's
seconds.
got to get a shot off. That's a turnover for Townsville. Miscommunication there. No one let anyone know what was happening.
Well, it is a loud venue, but they got to communicate. Absolutely, Johnny.
Looks like a bit of pressure here from Townsville. Going to pick up full court. They're down 2, 24-22, a minute 45 to go.
PC getting some encouragement from the Mac crowd.
Yeah, I think it was Wiltshire, but
Wiltshire was it?
It's directed in Townsville's direction nonetheless. There's Lucas Blitzavs. Blitzav's on the wing. He'll fire a deep three. That's off. Offensive rebound, Rasmussen. He nearly loses it. And I think Harvey went out of bounds, so it's going to go Townsville's way. Harvey getting down on the deck, knocks it out of bounds.
Well, now that we've gone through the Cedar green light stage, Mackay's got to calm down here and get some good sets. Offensively, for this group, they've had a couple times down. They're really not getting much out of it. They had a bad Harvey three, and then Blitz shooting another three. They need to just be simple here. Run their motion offense, look to establish Harvey down low.
Reese was looking for someone on the wing. It wasn't there.
No, and then just keep it simple and get Cedar in on balls and make things happen. Gange hit 2 or 3 threes yesterday. Just keep it simple, but at the moment,
there's Cedar guarded by Crawford. They're going to have the double team going at him. Contested shot. Harvey with a big offensive rebound and putback. That's a big bucket there for Harvey, increasing the lead to 4. Anderson over to Reese. Reese puts it on the deck. Baker's wide open. Top of the key three is too strong. Cedar comes down with it. Three-pointer by Blitzavs is too strong. Crawford. The floor wipers were on the floor, so referee's got to take a break. They call time on the floor. There's 24 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock.
well, another quick bad shot for Mackay. So down the other end, Johnny. Got about 100 floor wipers on the court at the moment.
When you have guys who are nearly 7 foot tall hitting the deck a few spots,
yeah,
you need them.
They've done a good job defensively on Wiltshire so far. Only 3 shots for him, which is exactly what they want. See if other members of the Heat can beat him.
There's Wiltshire, gets it now, finds Crawford in the corner. Step back 3 is up for Crawford. It's good.
Yeah, good hand from Blitzavs and a good.
Cedar throws up one from half court. It's short, and that's going to end the quarter, Dave. It's a 1-point game, 26-25. Mackay leads Townsville. Heading into the quarter-time break. Pretty exciting first quarter of action here in the grand final, game 3.
Yeah, great first quarter from both teams, and 1 point is the difference. We were talking off air, we had a vibe that it could be a really close game, slugging out to the last minute or two. It looks that way.
It sure does, Dave. It's the quarter-time break. We'll take a quick one. We'll come back with some statistics and the second quarter of action in your QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you at McDonald's Mackay Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland. It's 26-25 at the start of the second quarter. Mackay up 1 over Townsville. Take a quick look at some of the statistics. Chris Cedar leading all scorers. He's got 18 points on 6 of 10 shooting, Dave. Cedar was on absolute fire there in the first quarter, really carrying Mackay to that lead.
He was, and a lot of it was Cedar offense, and I think as a result of that, the last few minutes, Mackay sort of simply just sat and watched them and settled. So like we talked about, their fourth quarter was pretty shaky last night offensively. So they just need to get down to what are the things that they've been doing all year that have been successful. Include everyone in the ball. Again, Walker only had 2 shots early in that first quarter, Johnny. Again, the things that worked for them well were establishing good post targets and then playing out of it.
Yeah, it's a good drive there again. Anderson getting feet in the paint and finding Baker. So Townsville retakes the lead on their first possession of the second quarter. Blitzav's corner 3, it's short. Baker comes down with it. Seems to be a different Jamel Anderson from what we saw in games 1 and 2 so far this afternoon. Wiltshire's going to fire a 3. Cedar comes down with the board. Nearly has it stripped. Crawford then does steal it, and Wiltshire comes up with it. Long 2 for Wiltshire, rattles home. So I want the floor wipers to get on the floor. They're going to give Wiltshire a flop warning here. He was looking for the foul. Didn't actually flop. I think it was more that kind of kick out contact, or because he certainly looked to appear to initiate that contact.
Well, he got one last night, the benefit. So now the benefit's not with him.
We're live from McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in the QBL Grand Final, Game 3. The winner takes all. 9:06 to go in the first half. 29-26 the lead for Townsville now, Dave. It's going to be a tight battle throughout.
Yeah,
Townsville started well.
Yeah, Townsville have done a good job in the last few minutes in particular. Defensively, they've gone back into the zone against Mackay, and again, it's worked.
Gange hurt them from 3 last night, and they leave him wide open.
Well, when you leave him open, that makes it pretty easy.
Defense is called by the Mackay faithful. Anderson driving baseline, finds Baker. He finishes strong. Good job there again by Anderson, being aggressive and finding the teammate open.
Yeah, he's had a great start, Anderson. All those things that we expect from an import.
Inside to Diop, his left-handed hook shot's good. TJ Diop knots it at 31.
Yeah, good post entry. Diop going to work on Baker and trigger with a nice find. Baker's going to go straight back at him here.
Right-handed hook shot by Baker is off. Tipped around, out of bounds off of Townsville. Well, it's going to go Mackay way.
Well, Townsville's upset, but it's pretty simple. It's either a black ball or it's a foul, right? So which one would you like? I mean, it probably was lucky to not get the foul with the over the back. But the young and enthusiastic Townsville crowd, bench, sorry.
Walker now into the job. He can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. So that's a turnover there from Mackay. I had my head down for a second. I didn't see what happened.
Well, yeah. Referee had a little conversation, and they saw it come off a yellow hand. So to the black.
So Gange has it now. Over to Trigar. Gange's going to have to throw up the teardrop. It's too strong.
And I don't mind that. Again, a little bit mixing it up. They can't just keep falling in love with jump shots. They need to have some penetration as well.
Foul called off the ball there. That's going to go against TJ Diop. That's the first team foul for Mackay in the second quarter. Baker going to get a breather. McCulley's going to check in for Townsville.
You know, Walker was good for them last night, Johnny, and again, I think that's going to be one of the keys to get him a little bit more engaged offensively. Only 2 shots, 2 rebounds so far. And he's a real difference maker, averaging 22 and 12 for the season.
Crawford gets his feet in the paint. Left-handed layup is too strong. Trigar with the defensive rebound. Cedar, wing 3. It's good. Chris Cedar just carrying the heat check over from the first to the second.
Absolutely.
Reese finds McCulley. Now over to Crawford. Anderson going to bring it back out. There's 10 on the shot clock.
Oh, offensive.
And there's a foul.
There you go. Well, Coach Anderson needs to be real careful here. It was a blatant offensive foul, and he's getting in the ref's grill. He's got to stay calm.
He's already got one technical, Coach Anderson. Cedar on the right wing now, picks up his dribble. He finds Job, drives baseline. Strong layup by TJ Diop.
Well, Mackay's done a really good job of answering the Townsville pressure in the last few minutes, and now it's swung back to Mackay. Moving the ball well. Just again, just that patience and execution has really been the difference.
Reese goes at
to
Diop.
work.
Walker defensive rebound. Mackay up 5. There's Cedar. He loses it on the way up. Reese corrals it for Townsville.
Looks like a lot of contact there. No call.
Crawford wanted it on the wing. He lost it. And here comes Cedar pushing. Goes right at McCulley. Loses it out of bounds. And they're going to call Cedar for the offensive foul. That's a charge. Called by the referees. That's the second team foul. There's a timeout taken on the floor, Dave, so we'll take one as well. Just under 6 minutes to go in the game. It's a 5-point lead for Mackay over Townsville in your QBL Grand Finals Game 3, presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium. It's a 36-31 lead for Mackay over the Heat from Townsville. Just under 6 minutes to go, Dave, in the first half. Taking a look at the stats, what are they telling there?
Well, Cedar's on fire. We know that. 21 points for him. Diop's got 4, Trigger's got 6, and Gange obviously hit the triple, and Luke Harvey hit the 2. So Walker hasn't scored yet, and neither has Gamblin, the other starter for Mackay. For the Heat, Anderson and Baker have got 8. Wiltshires got 6. Probably the most telling sign for the Heat so far is that Wiltshires only attempted 5 shots. So Mackay's done a good job of keeping him quiet. But Baker's had a great start, getting his 10th point just then. And Anderson's been really good as well. Again, not settling for the jump shot, being aggressive, not just getting layups, but he's also creating plays.
I got to apologize. I had the first quarter on the scoreboard there. Just changed it to the second. Trigar long 2 is good. Trigar liked that matchup with McCulley. He was never going to go away from it. 5 points to lead again still for Mackay. Anderson aggressive, dumps it off for Baker. Baker hook shot is good. Justin Baker, the shot maker, he's got it falling tonight.
12 points for Baker in the first half. Again, quietly leading the Heat in scoring. But again, he's been really good presenting opportunities down low.
Job's jumper is short. He can definitely hit that, but I think if you're Townsville, you're probably happy to let Job take that jump shot.
Well, he doesn't need it in the first 6 seconds, though.
Betts out to McCulley. McCulley now, Baker has it. Long 2 is up. It's too strong. Anderson tips it up and in. Huge offensive tip in there by Jamel Anderson. He's balling out this afternoon.
Yeah, we were talking with Coach Vandy beforehand, and that's exactly the thing. He's the big X factor. He was 0-6 from 3 last night, but he needed to do more than just shoot threes.
Cedar floats it home.
It doesn't matter which yellow shirt's in front of Cedar.
He only sees the bucket.
He is on.
Chris Cedar is on fire. He's got 20 plus already here in the first half. No look pass from Anderson to Baker. Now McCauley, they work it around to Anderson. Looking to go at Walker. Hands off for Baker. Hook shot is too strong. Anderson, though, steals it from Cedar.
Yeah, Anderson's been terrific. Great energy from Anderson.
Walker tips it out of bounds off of Townsville.
Good minutes from McCauley then.
It's tough, Dave, when you switch on the defensive side. Some of those matchups get pretty interesting pretty quick.
Well, it is, and again, the Heat have got to make a little bit of an adjustment. Henderson's not going to shoot the three. He's passed up about 4 or 5 good looks now, so he wants to drive. He's been given the instructions: don't shoot, put it on the deck to make something happen. But defensively, Mackay's got to stay home a little bit more.
Gamblin's got 3 on the shot clock. Good defense by Baker. Gamblin misses. Offensive rebound. Trigar, he can't put it back in. And they're going to get a foul call, I think, here on Mackay. It's going to go against Mitch Gamblin with the push in the back.
Yeah, down the other end, Johnny, the Meteors, they're just over-helping now, staying home. Anderson's done a great job putting it on the deck, getting feet in the paint and hitting Baker. So the Meteors have got to make that adjustment.
3-point game here. Mackay's up over Townsville. Anderson thinks about the 3, puts it on the deck. Floater is off, but he's fouled. So Jamel Anderson going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. They're going to get that one on Mitch Gamblin. That's the 4th team foul on Mackay. Only 1 here for Townsville. Just about 2:40 to go in the first half.
Well, they're being a bit harsh on Anderson, Johnny. They've only given him 2 rebounds for the game.
He hits 2 free throws.
I think he's got 4 offensive rebounds. So,
well, he had that. One of those rebounds was the tip in. Gamblin working against Wiltshire. Looking for Walker on the block. Walker against Anderson's a great matchup. Walker aggressive. He's fouled there by Matty Reese. Nice aggressive take, though, by Lucas Walker. He's not settling for the jump shot tonight.
That's much better. And that's what they need. And after they do that, they need to get some, in that post entry, they need to get some guys cutting and moving. They're just watching like they did last night, sort of hoping that the Trigars or the Diops of the world would bail them out with their post play. But they need to keep moving.
Walker at the free throw line for a couple shots. First one rolls in and out. Second one from Walker is up. That's good. So it's a 2-point lead here for Mackay over Townsville. 41-39. We're approaching 2:20 to go in the first half. Miscommunication there. Anderson thought Wiltshire was cutting. That's a turnover. Cedar working on Betts, uses the pump fake to lay it in. Chris Cedar is putting on a clinic this afternoon.
He certainly liked the Betts matchup with him last night. And again, Townsville, they just simply can't have him guarding.
How about Jamel
Cedar.
Anderson, though? Answers on the other end.
Well, Anderson's got to switch out and take Cedar, plain and simple. But then that causes problems with who's going to guard Walker.
There's that Walker-Anderson matchup. Walker with a lot of contact.
Oh, wow. Offensive.
They called offensive foul there. The defense collapsed. Lucas Walker picks up his 2nd personal. It's the 4th team foul.
Well, it was out of control. I mean, a lot of contact. again, though, a bit of patience and poise is required from Mackay. With Walker just going down the pipes with 2 yellow shirts in front of him.
Three-pointer from Wiltshire is good.
Every time Townsville's needed a bucket the last few days, Wiltshire's been tremendous.
And that three-pointer gives them the lead. There's Walker leaving his feet. He's fouled. It's the 3rd team foul for Townsville. And Lucas Walker going to go to the free throw line for 2 more. Mackay's in the penalty. Lucas Blitzavs checks in for Matt Gange. Walker hits the first to tie it at 44. Second one is good as well, so Mackay retakes the lead.
Well, Anderson's going to take a rest. He's been tremendous in the first half. He's really brought his A game, trying to will the Heat to the first title in many years.
1 minute to go in the first half. It's a 1-point game. You wouldn't expect anything less in the QBL Grand Final decider. Wiltshire layup is good.
Wow, too good. He has been class. Love the Cedar Wiltshire battle.
Blitzavs has it on the wing. Walker now.
So interesting how with two beatdowns each way, Johnny, and then tonight, like we predicted off air, we think it's going to come down to the wire, and it's certainly looking that way with Mackay up 1.
Walker really creative there. Wiltshire sees the lane, he floats it up, it's off. Tipped around, Wiltshire recovers out to Crawford for 3. It's good from PC.
Great job. Heat battling the offensive glass. And again, their effort and energy was rewarded with a loose ball. Wiltshire picked it up. PC layup for him.
Cedar's going to fire a 3, that's off. Wiltshire has it with 3 seconds to go. It's going to push, kick ahead. Betts has to flip it up. It's up, it's no good. And that's the end of the first half, and Townsville going to head into the halftime break. Up 2, Dave, 49-47. What a first half of action.
Yeah, great action. Again, Anderson stepped up for the Heat. He's been terrific. Wiltshire's been really good in that second quarter. Baker's just talking to the crowd.
Well, he's got the Townsville crowd just behind their bench, so he's trying to get the Townsville faithful into it. Mackay faithful are definitely into it. I hope everyone who's tuning in on YouTube is into it. I'm into it, Dave. This is a fantastic game. It's a 2-point deficit for Mackay heading into the halftime break, Dave. Like I just said, though, before, you couldn't ask for anything more in a grand final decider.
No, terrific display from both teams. And, just illustrates how even this competition is for the QBL in 2017. And a great product here. Mackay's done a wonderful job all weekend of putting on a great show.
It's been a great half of action. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some halftime statistics and the second half of action. It's Townsville up on Mackay 49-47 in your QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland. As Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia present to you the QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3 decider between the Mackay Meteors and Townsville Heat. At the halftime break, it's a 2-point lead for Townsville, 49-47, Dave. Really great first half of action there from both teams. Both teams had their moment, Dave. 2-point game, it's pretty much starting at 0-all. 20 minutes to go in the season. What did the first half tell you, though, and what were some of the key things that you picked up? Well,
the big three for the Heat, 55% from the floor, which is exactly what they need, and they're really carrying the group. We talked about a little bit of bench help from Townsville. If those dudes are on fire, you don't need that much help from the bench. But can they sustain it? Again, they've logged a lot of minutes over the last couple of games, so they're in it with their enthusiasm and the excitement of Game 3. Can it last in this last 20? It for me, is the really big question.
Now, Chris Cedar had a tremendous first half for Mackay, really carried the Meteors. He was their main offensive output. Can Mackay sustain that again in the second half if they hope to win?
Well, if they don't get something from someone else, no is the answer. Cedar and Tragar 14 of 22, which is great, but 4 of 16 from everyone else. So unless Mackay can get some production from someone else other than Cedar and Tragar, they're in trouble, in my opinion. They don't have the energy they did last night. They've missed some rotations defensively, so they haven't been on point so far. And Townsville's looking really good and looking positive right now.
I thought Jamel Anderson was fantastic in that first half. He really did a lot of things, and we're not even talking about how he performed defensively. He's got that task of guarding Lucas Walker. If you're Coach Anderson in Vanderjack, do you think about switching him out to Cedar? I know you mentioned that in the first half. What are your thoughts on that?
It's just difficult because then for the Heat, I don't know who else is going to attempt to guard Walker, because really he's then got to guard, then you got to put a Baker on him or a PC. So it then causes other mismatches the other way. So I think they'll stay with what they've started with, and they'll see how they go. But equally, if he continues his tear, then they'll have to do something differently.
You thought I thought Wiltshire was quite quiet in that first half, but then you look at the stats, he's got 11 points, but I thought Townsville did a really good job of establishing Justin Baker early in that game and keeping him involved throughout, offensively.
They have, and he's had 14 shots already, which is more than what he had in the whole game last night. So, he's certainly been looking at a key focal point for today. Again, I think the other is, as it gets into the war of attrition, third game in 3 days, how will the legs go? Because he puts a lot of energy into all those post-ups.
Chagar dumps it inside for Walker. He's got to come out to Gamblin. Gamblin stops and pops. It's too strong. Tipped around. Job comes down with it. Out to Cedar. Open for 3. It's off as well. Tipped out, though, by Tragar. Cedar splits the D. Has his pass tipped. It goes out of bounds. Off of Mackay. So it's going to be Townsville ball. Good scrambling defense there from Townsville.
Yeah, they did a good job. Offensive rebound with Tragar. And Cedar probably forced it, trying to split the two defenders.
There again, Baker on the baseline, lays it in. That's a great look there from Wiltshire to find Baker.
Well, Anderson has started here on Cedar.
Crawford's getting the Lucas Walker defensive assignment, and there's a steal tipped around by Reese and Anderson. Bit sloppy to start here for Mackay in the second half. Wiltshire, deep 3 is up. It's good from Josh Wiltshire.
Yeah, Townsville's looking really good. Really poised. Again, a little body language is key for me in any game. And the Mackay guys just don't have the enthusiasm that they had last night.
Chagar at the free throw line inside to Walker. That's a nice high-low action there from the Meteors.
Well, they need to pump that in all night long. We've talked about the inside, outside, high-low, and that's where they have a massive advantage. And it's just simple basketball. Then when the Heat make an adjustment, then they can look to go to Cedar.
You see a bit of high-low there from Townsville. They answer with 2 from Matt Reese.
Right back at you. Geez, the quality of the last 3 games has been terrific.
Walker now on the baseline. Floater is short. Anderson defensive rebound. Good pass inside. Baker shakes free, and Mackay's going to take a timeout. What a start here from Townsville, Dave. Let's keep it here. What's working for the Heat to start the second half?
Well, just really bad defense is what's not working for the Mackay team, and Townsville's exploiting them just with that probing and patience. It's really keeping it simple.
Mackay going away a bit from what was working for them. I thought they did a great job getting the ball to the block or to the elbow in the first half.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chris Cedar was going off as well. I mean, that always helps, but really focused on getting the ball inside. If you're in the timeout here, what is Coach Trigger saying?
Well, they need to be presenting themselves as options. They're not getting any swing. They're not getting any ball reversals, and it's pretty predictable, to be honest. It's one pass and one guy's going down and trying to go past two yellow jerseys. So they need to move the ball, swing the ball, get some weak side action happening. Just really simple, actually.
And Townsville really couldn't have asked for a better start in this one either, Dave. They look really good defensively, switched on. We saw very similar to that first game, very active on defense, getting hands on balls.
Yeah, really good energy. And again, Anderson's up and in on Cedar, and he's already got one deflection that turned into a steal.
This game is being presented to you by Live Sport Australia, Nothing But Net Media. Once again, we've presented to you the QBL throughout its entirety. We're here in Game 3. This is the decider, folks. Please give us a like on Facebook. Make sure you like Live Sport Australia to follow what's going on in basketball and across all different sports across the country. Walker is going to take a deep two. That rolls off the front rim. Harvey, offensive rebound. Putback, though, is short.
I don't know why he didn't go up with the right hand straight away.
9-point game here. Townsville's picked up the pace. They're outscoring Mackay here by 7. Wiltshire's going to take another three that hits the back of the rim. Walker, one-handed rebound. Gamblin comes off the Trigar screen. Now Walker thinks about a three. Gets his feet in the paint. Little floater is good. That's not as easy as Walker just made it.
No, they really needed that, though. Still not great offense. PC left alone makes them pay.
You cannot leave Peter Crawford going wide open like that. If he gets going, it could be good night.
Well, if he continues, and I had a joke with Coach Anderson before the game about his great job, Harvey. I had a joke with Coach Anderson before the game about PC's heel, and I said, well, you don't need a heel to shoot threes in the corner, do you? And tonight he's hit 3 threes, spotting up again, and he can serve a really key role for them by spreading the floor, helping them.
Yeah, well, Harvey is playing a key role for Mackay. He's had great minutes tonight, really energetic. He's got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds. He's going to have an opportunity for a three-point play here. Free throw is up and off for Harvey.
Well, that's black ball. Great job from Trigar.
Goes out of bounds off of Justin Baker, so it's going to stay with Mackay.
Yeah, the Mackay guys need to get their crowd back in the game. They need a bit of a lift now.
Gamblin set to inbound. He goes deep to Walker. Walker tries to dump it off. It's stolen. Anderson comes up with it. Kicks ahead for Baker. Anderson now Wiltshire's open. Good help defense. Crawford, though, goes inside to Reese. Left-handed layup is no good. Baker winds up with it, finds Anderson. Reverse layup is good from Jamel Anderson.
Yeah, good contest from Cedar at the rim, which affected Reese's shot, but Mackay just couldn't grab the rebound.
Cedar has it now. He wants a Harvey screen. Goes away from the screen. Step back 3. Too strong. Good rebound there, though, by Walker. Skying in. Cedar floater is off. Reese comes down with it for Townsville. So I think Townsville has done a pretty good job answering the physicality. They got out physical last night. They're playing physical as well tonight, though. They're matching the Mackay strength. And there's a goaltend from Harvey. So Baker gets credit for the 2, and Townsville's up 12. Keegan Tudhope checks in for the Heat. Matt Reese going to get a breather.
Yeah, Mackay's really doing it tough at the moment. Offensively, they need someone else to chip in. because it's going to wear on Cedar having to carry the load the whole game, basically.
Well, Gange is going to get set to check in here for Mackay. He had a great game last night, gave him a really good spark. Trigar looking inside for Harvey. It's knocked out of bounds off of Mackay. Turnovers starting to creep their way back in here for the Meteors.
Yeah, it was a good look. I think actually the pass was a bit off from Trigar. I mean, Harvey's got to grab him, but good offense.
65-53. We've got about 5:10 to go in the third. More zone here from Mackay. Wilcher goes away from the screen. Three-pointer is too strong. Luke Harvey comes down with it. Cedars double team. Now Trigar has it. It's a 4-on-2. Walker, three is open. It's short though. Harvey though, another offensive rebound. Cedars floater rattles home. Little plays like that go a long way, and Luke Harvey's making an impact.
Yeah, he's done a great job in this third quarter.
It's 65-55. I got to apologize. Tudope hits a jumper and makes it 67-55. 12-point lead here for Townsville.
Yeah, they're down 10 in the third here, Mackay.
Harvey has it, goes at the defense, floats one up, and Wilcher comes down with it. He's got a 3-on-2. Hands off for Anderson, who puts it down with two hands. Townsville up 14. Walker nearly lost it. Trigar has it now. Goes inside to Harvey, throws up a wild one, it's off. I like the matchup, but Harvey hasn't been able to capitalize on it yet. Anderson, wing three, it's up, it's off, and Trigar comes down with the defensive rebound. Walker going right at the defense, throws up an air ball.
Yeah, just a lot of questionable quick shots from Mackay. They're digging themselves a hole right now.
They're looking to the referees to bail them out on some wild plays is what's happening.
That's exactly right, and the referees are letting them play. Good physical contest.
Pass inside to Baker, he catches and finishes. It's 16 points the lead, and Mackay is forced to take another timeout, Dave, so we'll take one as well. 2:50 to go in the third, and Townsville up 16 over the Mackay Meteors in the QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you at McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay. It's a 71-55 lead for Townsville over Mackay. Dave, I want to ask you the question. Townsville looks great offensively, but they've really clamped down defensively. What are they doing to keep Mackay off the score sheet here? They've only got 8 in the third.
Well, they're not doing anything wonderful, to be honest, Johnny. Mackay's actually shooting themselves in the foot. They're taking quick, bad shots often. No ball reversal, no man movement, just settling for whatever they can get.
Ball movement from Mackay leads to a Cedar three. That's good. Mackay needed that one in the worst way.
They did, and again, all they did is move the ball from one side to the other. pretty simple. Defensively, they need to take a stand now. Down 13 points. Townsville's been terrific on the other end defensively. Just really gritty, moving their feet, staying in front of their man. Betts for 3.
There's a foul somewhere in there. They're going to give that one to Keegan Tudhope.
The man rebound from Walker.
He's a big board. It's the second team foul and the second personal foul for Tudhope.
Well, Diop's checked back in. You know, they need him to have a nice little 10-point splurge here to give the Mackay faithful a hint, a sniff again.
Tudhope comes up with the steal on Rasmussen, and then he's going to slow things down. Gets it over to his point guard, Wilcher. Anderson to the bucket. He's fouled, so he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. And again, he could have taken the 3, Dave. Instead, he makes the decision to go to the rim and get to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, he's done a real good job of making the adjustment. Everything's about adjustments in these final series, and he's done a great job today of not settling for the 3. If anything, he's probably turned down about 3 good-looking shots. But again, good outcome, foul plus free throws.
Anderson hits them both. Under 2 to go, 15-point lead here for Townsville.
They've got to do a better job of that entry pass. I mean, Tudhope just getting a steal off a lazy pass is just not acceptable in Game 3 of the Grand Final Series.
Cedar leaves his feet. He's fouled on a 3-point shot by Ethan Betts. Three shots, yep. That's just that little hesitation. Betts got him with the body. It's the 3rd team foul of the quarter for Townsville.
Well, they'll take anything at the moment because it's all Cedar. And that's about it for Mackay. 30 points in 27 minutes on 20 shots is a pretty efficient night. But they need more from other people. Diop 4 points, Gamblin nothing, Walker 7.
As you can tell, Cedar hits the first. Second as well. Bit of confusion on the court. They weren't sure if it was 2 or 3. Good to see both teams having a laugh with each other.
Yeah, it's been played in really good spirits. They're certainly competing, but you know, nothing dirty. 12-point lead for the Heat. They're up plus 13 in this 3rd quarter, Johnny, and that's, you know, they don't call the championship quarter for nothing. They've really done a great job in this 3rd to establish themselves and establish a solid lead.
And Betts hits a nice little floater there. Gee, young Ethan Betts has been fantastic this series. And then Tudhope comes up with another steal. Wilcher pushing it up court, creates some space and lays it in. The Townsville defense is putting the clamps in, forcing turnovers. And Gange just lost his shoe, so going to get a quick breather. Reese and Crawford check back in for Anderson and Baker.
Now the Heat have done a great job of lifting the energy. Again, really up and in defensively, making it tough on catches.
77-61 the lead. We're under a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter. The championship quarter has been all Townsville here. There's Diop at the free throw line, goes right to the rim, misses his shot though. Wilcher grabs the defensive rebound. He's going to look to run some half court and waste some clock. Betts hands off for Crawford. There's 7 on the shot clock. Now Betts goes into the paint. Floater again is up and good from Ethan Betts. How about the youngster stepping up in key moments?
Yeah, that was a really, really big possession. Takes it to 18. Last play of the 3rd.
Betts now with the defensive assignment on Cedar. Cedar goes away from the screen, fires a wing three. That's good. There's 2 to go. Wiltshire's going to have to throw up a deep one. Instead, it's Betts. Does it beat the buzzer? It doesn't matter anyway. So heading into the fourth quarter, it's a 15-point lead for Townsville, 79-64. Dave, what a performance in that third quarter there from Townsville.
Yeah, they really lifted the energy defensively, and Mackay didn't handle it, plain and simple. Massive quarter. It could have been the best 10 minutes of the season for them in order to get them the ring.
Well, it was a massive quarter, and now we only have 1 quarter left in the final decider between Townsville and Mackay. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with some stats in the final quarter of action in your QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland. Heading into the fourth quarter of the Game 3 decider between Townsville and Mackay. It's a 15-point lead for Townsville, Dave. Let's take a look at some of those statistics heading into the fourth.
Well, again, the biggest statistic is they lost the third by 13 points, and they've given themselves a really big hole here to get out of. But again, Mackay is a quality team who's got that championship pedigree. Can they withhold it? And can they handle the pressure now of needing stops and then needing buckets? And down this other end, Townsville's done a tremendous job of handling the pressure by lifting the defensive intensity, getting up and in, making it physical, and Mackay struggled to handle that. Just for some of the scoring, Johnny Cedar, 36 points, Tragar's got 10, Walker 7, and that's about it for Mackay. For the Heat, Anderson 20, Baker 20, Wiltshire 16, PC 9, and Betts 6 off the bench. So they've done exactly what they needed to do.
Cedar gets the steal and gets fouled there by Ethan Betts. A lot of chatter on the court. Foul's going to go on Ethan Betts. Cedar's going to go to the free throw line for 2. Gange and Crawford jawing at each other a bit there.
Bit like deja vu of Friday night, Johnny. The Mackay crowd a bit stunned. Not much to cheer about.
Well, they were rocking on the first half.
This is what they need. They need to get back in the game.
It's a really warm afternoon too. It's quite warm in here. You only I'm sweating just sitting here. You gotta imagine those guys are exhausted out on the court.
Yeah, they just need a couple of stops and a couple of shots going down to get this Mac crowd back involved. And if they don't do it quickly, then they'll be done.
Well, the steal and a couple of free throws is a great start for Mackay. Betts, though, gets right to the rim to lay it in. Ethan Betts again doing it easy.
Well, I can just hear the one of the Mac faithful behind me, who's no commentator, but he just said, that's too easy. And it really is. Defensively, that's just really poor.
Gange out there running the show for Mackay. Gets it to Chagar. He nearly loses it. Contested jumper is short. Fight for the rebound. Anderson gets it. See you biting your lip, Dave.
Not a good sign. They have, other than the Cedar show, offensively they've struggled.
They went for the alley-oop again. Reese recovers it. Winds up with Betts with 8 on the shot clock. Looking for some help. He loses it to Cedar. Cedar wing 3 is good.
And that's exactly what they needed. Wow.
That was massive. crossover between the legs into a wing three.
Well, he's got 40.
It's unreal. Crawford off of a Reese screen. He'll step back and put up his own three. That's good from Peter Crawford. He answers. 15 points the lead still for Townsville. Job finds Cedar on the wing. Goes to Walker on the block against Reese. Leaves his feet. Gange, corner three, is short. Gets his own rebound, puts up the shot, and banks it home. You feel the crowd. They want to get into it. They want something to explode.
Yeah, they need stops down this end. Then big shot from PC before. And especially considering Wiltshires on the bench where they need to make a run now.
Betts looking to go against Trigar. Throws up a wild one, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket. Making something out of nothing there is Ethan Betts.
Well, they're too busy looking for reaching and hacking and trying to get the easy way instead of just moving their feet and containing him.
And you see Baker going to get set to check in. Wiltshire as well, but I think he's going to come in for Betts. But Betts at the free throw line for 2 shots. Tudhope also having a great game tonight.
41, sorry. I robbed Cedar of a point because his 41st point. 7 threes tonight for Cedar.
He's been phenomenal.
And as you say, they're just a couple of runs away, a couple of stops and a couple of buckets away. This crowd is really trying to urge them home. But every time Townsville's had an answer.
And Ethan Betts has been a big part of that. He's at the free throw line for 2 shots, hits the first one. Hits them both. And then Wiltshire going to check in. So positive minutes again for Ethan Betts. Increasing the lead back to 15 with the 2 free throws.
Well, they need to chip away and get this under. With my coaching hat on, if it's not under 8 with 4 minutes, then they're in trouble.
It's 15 at the moment with 7:30 to go in the game. Walker finds Trigar. Fadeaway jump shot is too strong.
He's missed a couple of easy ones that he normally would make. But just one shot, and then Townsville's coming down the other end. Good job of doing the defensive, getting the defensive rebounds, and limiting Mackay to just one shot.
Baker has it at the baseline. Right-handed hook shot is too strong. Reese tips it. Trigar comes down with it and then loses it. Goes out of bounds off of Mackay. Good hustle there by Jamel Anderson to try and keep it alive for Townsville. A lot of energy coming out of the Heat. Mackay's really struggled in the second half to match their intensity.
Well, Diop's coming out, and I don't know if he is injured, but they need some points. And unless Gange or Blitzavs gets hot quick.
They need someone to get hot. They need some help for Chris Cedar. Cedar shooting 59% from the field. He's 7 of 12 from 3, Dave. He's got 41.
Yeah,
Unreal performance here from Chris Cedar. Really keeping it this close for Mackay.
Yeah.
There's Crawford. 3-pointer is up. It's good from Peter Crawford.
Well, PC has been terrific too. He's hit big shots when they needed him. Every time they needed an answer, he's delivered it. 4 for 4 for Crawford tonight from 3.
And Baker gets his hands on it. Wiltshire comes up with it. He's got a 2-on-1, and he's stripped out of bounds off of the hands of Matt Gange. Good hustle there by Gange.
Maybe I robbed PC. Maybe he's 5 of 5 actually. Live stats is catching up, Johnny.
6:40 to go in the game. 18 points the lead here for Townsville over Mackay. Inbounds to Reese. Now Baker, he pump fakes, throws up the teardrop, and it can't fall. Walker gets the defensive rebound. Cedar breaks Anderson's ankles and then drains the three. Chris Cedar is absolutely on fire, Dave. This is one of the most impressive performances I've seen in all the years we've been covering the QBL.
Yeah, absolutely. And equally, he doesn't have 44 points, but PC 5 of 5 from the three. He has had, and they've all been daggers right at the time when Mackay was either sniffing a run. He's had every one of his 5 threes has been at a critical time.
Veteran players stepping up here for both teams. Chris Cedar leading the way for Mackay. Peter Crawford stepping up in the big moments for Townsville. Blitzev's back out on the court for Mackay with Walker, Gange, and Gange going to get called for the personal foul. That's his second team foul. It's Mackay's second, it's his second personal. It's the second team foul for Mackay.
Well, this is the best assignment they've done on Wiltshire. 6 of 13 for only 16 points for Wiltshire. But the other guys have been terrific.
And he gets tied up by Gange. Jump ball, possession arrow favors Mackay with just about 6 minutes to go in the game.
Anderson 20, Baker 20, PC 15, Wiltshire 16, and then Betts chipped in with 10 off the bench. Really good spread of scoring, which is exactly what we asked for in the pregame, Johnny.
And look at percentages-wise. Townsville shooting 58% from the field, 50% from three.
Oh, they got 89 points with 6 on the clock. I mean, they're not a 110 team. You know, this is about their average. I think it's about 90.5 for the season. So, you know, as far as pace, they've really controlled the game.
And super efficient as well.
Yeah.
Gange gets the screen from Blitzevs. Cross-court pass for Cedar. Corner three is up. It's short. Walker offensive rebound, puts it up and in.
Well,
down to 13.
The next 2 minutes is going to determine the Meteors season.
Anderson, teardrop is off.
In case they haven't worked out with Anderson, he's all right hand.
He nearly came up with the steal from behind, knocks it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Mackay, 5:15 to go in the game.
So again, just that lack of adjustment with the Meteors, moving their feet. He goes right every time looking for feet in the paint. They got to take that away.
This game's presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Game 3 of the men's QBL Grand Final Series. Please, guys, if you haven't done so already, visit the Live Sport Australia Facebook page and give us a like, and also give us a follow on Twitter. We're covering QBL basketball. We've got some Big V action for you and many other sports to come soon. Cedar has it now. Gonna fire a three with Baker on him, and he hits it. Cuts the lead to 10 with 5 to go.
That's what the fans wanted here. They need a couple of big stops here.
The crowd's back into it now. Anderson has it, working against Blitzevs, throws one up, it's an air ball. Walker pushing ahead. Gange back to Walker, who goes up, left-handed layup is good.
Oh.
Timeout on the floor for Townsville. You can hear the Macktown faithful losing their marbles.
We got a game. We got a game.
4:40 to go in the game. We'll take a break on this timeout. 89-81 the lead for Townsville over Mackay in the QBL Men's Grand Final Game 3, presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland. It's the Game 3 decider of the QBL Men's competition. Mackay has cut the lead down to 8 with 4:40 to go in the game, Dave. It's been a great comeback, and it's being led by Chris Cedar.
Being led, Captain Mr. Meteor right now.
He's approaching half a century.
Yeah, 47 points, 9 threes. He's been incredible, and again, for the first time really in the whole game, this bench and the Mackay team's been more engaged.
Crawford's pass is stolen by Cedar.
Wow, they get another big stop here. Oh, sorry, another score here.
Heat check from Cedar. Deep one is off. He wanted that one in the worst way. He could feel the crowd getting ready to blow the roof off. Crawford's going to fire a deep three. That's good from Peter Crawford. Give me them ice in the veins, D'Angelo Russell style. Crawford silences the crowd.
He should have a sore heel more often.
Then he strips it, saves it. Good steal there from Townsville. Great hustle from Matt Reese and nice hands from Crawford to get the tip. Now Crawford has it again, backdoor to Anderson. He can't handle it.
Great look. Gee, they've really had good spacing tonight too, Johnny, offensively for Townsville. Allowing themselves ability to attack the paint, whether it be Wiltshire or Anderson or PC.
3:30 to go, 11-point deficit for Mackay over Townsville. Walker crosses over and he loses it. Crawford comes up with it again. Crawford double teamed, finds Reese. Reese going at the defense, clears some space and lays it in.
Well, what they're going to do, Johnny, is the Meteors are going to rue the 16 turnovers today. And a lot of them were just sloppy ones. I know, again, giving credit to Townsville's pressure.
Cedar again from deep is good. And that's the 50-point mark for Chris Cedar. He's done everything he possibly can. There's 2:50 to go. It's a 10-point game.
Yeah, still time. And again, Townsville just got to be a bit methodical.
Baker gets it on the block. Crawford going to the rim, can't get it to fall. Cedar brings it back out. He's got Reese on him. Goes right at the defense. Layup is too strong. Tipped up by Trigar. Misses. He's blocked, but he's fouled. That foul, I think, went against Peter Crawford. Second team foul for Townsville in the quarter. Cameron Trigar going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots with this team down 10.
Yeah, only 9 points off the bench for Mackay. Big difference from last night's performance.
Trigar hits them both, so it's down to 8 with 2:13 to go. Crawford guarded by Cedar now. Over to Wiltshire. 8 on the shot clock for Townsville. Wiltshire going to fire a deep three. It's too strong. Reese, offensive rebound, gets it out to Crawford. He's got to put it up. It's good.
Wow.
Crawford letting the crowd know, and you see the Townsville faithful up in the stands.
Wow. 7 threes for PC.
Walker looking for Trigar, rolling to the basket. He's blocked by Crawford, and Wiltshire comes up with it. Now Anderson over to Baker, back to Wiltshire. They're going to work some clock. It's 1:30 to go. They're up 11. And then Wiltshire's fouled there by Trigar. That's the third team foul. Mackay going to take a timeout, Dave, so we'll take one as well. A minute 19 to go in the game. Townsville up 11. They can sniff the championship. We'll come back with the final minute 20 to go in the game. Your men's game 3 decider of the QBL Finals, presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. The Townsville faithful letting their presence be known here. Mackay fans have been silenced. They're down by 11 with a minute 20 to go in the game, Dave.
They have, and again, you're not going to win championships when the opponent shoots 56% for Mackay. And again, defensively, Townsville have been terrific tonight.
3 team fouls on Mackay, 2 on Townsville. Minute 20 to go in the game. It's now or never for Mackay. And then they're going to get Gange for the foul off the ball. It's an intentional foul too. That's the 3rd on Gange, and that's going to send Wiltshire to the line for 2 shots, and they're going to have possession after.
Tough call.
Wiltshire drains the first one. Second one is up and good as well. Townsville's got 99 points to 86 for Mackay. There's a minute 20 to go in the game. Crowd is in stunned silence here, Dave.
They are. And Townsville are going to hold on and raise the championship banner.
Wiltshire can't get that one to fall. Reese tips it out. Crawford nearly saves it, but Reese recovers. And now the Townsville Heat can hold to under a minute, and they're up 13. This has got to be it here, Dave. Is it too little, too late?
It is now. It is. They just didn't get the help they needed.
Walker comes up with the steal. He's pushing up court, finds Blitzavs. Back out to Walker. He'll fire the 3. It rattles home for Mackay. You're going to have to foul, and there's the foul from Walker on Anderson. That's the 15th foul. It's going to send Jamel Anderson to the free throw line now. Dave, what a performance here by Townsville tonight. They made some really key adjustments. What do you think the key ones were, though, that helped them get over the line? I thought defensively, as you mentioned just before, they were really impressive.
Well, then the physicality was a big shift. They got beat up last night by a more committed Mackay group who had really good on 10 on establishing physicality. And tonight, Townsville took it back. And again, that's what happened because they made the referees adjust. It made it a physical contest. And simply, Mackay just didn't get help.
And offensively, Dave, Townsville just got that balanced attack that we said would be key for them throughout the series.
Well, they did, and you got 3 guys. You've almost got 4 guys getting 20 points, which is a tremendous effort from the Townsville crew. They really did share the ball. Baker didn't shoot the ball super duper, but still super efficient. And PC was amazing, 7 of 7. Did not miss a 3 all game. And that veteran leadership that he's provided is going to be enough to get him the championship this year.
There's a foul, going to send Crawford to the free throw line for a couple shots. Townsville bench is ready to celebrate. You see the Townsville faithful in the upper right-hand corner and behind the Townsville bench as well. They're looking to explode, but Dave, just a really, really great series of basketball, 3 fantastic games, and what a display to showcase what a fantastic QBL season this has been.
Well, it has been, and again, let's congratulations, Townsville. You can only beat the guys in front of you, but very heartbreaking for Mackay to miss Sean Bruce for the series.
Lucas Walker just fouls out of the game. He was a great addition for the Mackay Meteors, a really key player to getting them to this point of the season. But Dave, we have been talking throughout the weekend here in Mackay. This has been one of the greatest QBL seasons in recent memory.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to a lot of the players too, and they've really enjoyed it. Anyone in the top 8 could have won the title, and Townsville got it together at the right time of year. Executed couple of tough victories, and then they bounced back so well from getting pumped last night. Tremendous effort from their coaching staff, and congratulations to Townsville.
So Chris Cedar going to check out. He did everything he possibly could to will Mackay to this championship. He's going to check out with 50 points on the night. He was super impressive, Dave. Cedar is a legend in the QBL.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance.
I mean, that's a performance that has to go down in the history as one of the top performances of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. One of the best games from any offensive player I've ever seen, that's for sure.
Townsville going to run out the clock here. Crawford has it. Townsville Heat are your 2017 QBL champions. They're going to celebrate on the Mackay home court. What a performance from the Townsville Heat, and congratulations to Coach Anderson and his team. A great 3-game series and a well-deserved win. The Mackay Meteors, tip your hat to them too. They were fantastic all season long. They came back to force a Game 3. They just didn't have enough left in the tank to get over the line today, but a great performance from Townsville and a well-deserved championship win for them here in Mackay this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Terrific season from the Meteors, and congratulations to the Townsville crew.
103-91, the final score here. A lot of tears out on the court. Congratulations to the Townsville Heat, the 2017 QBL champions. And I do want to congratulate Mackay because, Dave, they were one of the top 2 teams all season long. Everyone predicted they would be the winners. They took everyone's best shot every single night to get this far. They were within a whisker of winning it all. It's a great season. Unfortunately, it's going to finish just short for Mackay.
It is, and again, you're going to it's going to be one of those ones that's really heartbreaking for the Mackay crew, losing their best player and not being able to really have a part in the series. But again, you can only play in front of who's in front of you. Congratulations, Townsville. We may not ever hear the end of it from the long and the short of it podcast crew, ever, I think, but congratulations.
It was a great game, too, a really well-played series, very physical series between both teams, but a lot of mutual respect between the 2 clubs. You see them shaking hands at center court. Congratulations again, though, to the Townsville Heat, the 2017 QBL champions. We're going to try and keep things here for the trophy presentation. We'll see if we could get maybe a coach or a player. But, guys, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We'll do a full wrap of it, but like I said to you, we will have the trophy presentation for you, so please stick with us here. All right, we're with the grand final winning point guard, Josh Wilcher from the Townsville Heat. Josh, congratulations.
Thank you.
What a game there.
Yeah, I mean, we had our hands full from the start. You know, we sort of dug out of a couple of holes early and managed to get up by 2 at halftime. So the halftime break, we really wanted to just try and push forward, and I think that's why we got such a lead in the third quarter. Everyone just knew their role, knew what to do. It's a pretty happy side out there at the moment.
I can imagine. You guys really came out with a lot of energy. Where'd that come from? Because you guys looked exhausted just last night, let alone this morning.
Yeah, but I was exhausted this morning as well. Nothing changed, but you know, I think last night we probably thought a little bit too much about having another day to sort of go at it, so we probably didn't go as hard as what we should have. I think today, the do or die, we sort of knew it, that I guess that's it or else, you know, so we came out with a little bit more spark, even warm-ups a little bit more, so mate, the guys were amazing today.
And you were awesome. They really tried to play physical with you. You were able to keep a level head.
Yeah.
How were your overall thoughts of the series? It was a really great 3 games.
I mean, obviously with them not having Sean, that's a massive thing, but they're still a great side regardless, you know, with Sean or not. But I think with us, you know, we just had to handle the aggression from the crowd. They had such great support, so it was really big winning here. I think obviously I hope Sean's injury is fine, he gets back, but for us, we're really happy with how we did.
Well, congratulations, Josh. I don't want to keep you too long. Thanks for joining us, and go join the rest of your team.
Thanks,
congratulations.
mate.
You're a grand final winner in the
Thank you.
QBL.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks. And there it is, folks. The 2017 QBL Grand Final champions, the Townsville Heat. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a fantastic Grand Final series, and thank you all for tuning in to our coverage of the QBL in 2017. I want to take this time to thank everyone who's contributed to our team as well. Chris Sieber on the camera, Dave Derwin, and Dan George on the commentary, Regan Baker on the production panel, Jacob Beals on the camera. Also want to thank everyone for tuning in. I also have to give a really special thanks to James Bowman from the Australian Sports Network, who provided us with all of our graphics and heaps of technical support. Thank you everyone for tuning in to a presentation of QBL Grand Finals by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Congratulations to your 2017 champions, the Townsville Heat.